what the black man and woman needs to know about the nation, about the world, about themselves. Muhammad Speaks It. To order your 12-issue subscription to Muhammad Speaks newspaper, 313-371-7033. 313-371-7033.
Kareem Bean Pie is the grand champion of all bean pies. The rich flavor and smooth texture takes this pie to a whole new level of delicious. One bite and you'll understand why people all over the country call daily to order Kareem Bean Pie. 313-371-7033. That's 313-371-7033. Kareem Bean Pie.
This bean pie is delicious.
Muhammad Speaks presents Messenger Elijah Muhammad's Teachings by Minister Khalil Shabazz every Sunday from 2 to 3 p.m. at Muhammad's Temple of Islam, 12609 East McNichols Road in Detroit.
Brothers and sisters, we rise for prayer. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, all praises due to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the Beneficent, the Merciful, Soul Master's Day of Judgment in which we now live. The alone do we serve, and the alone seek for thine help and aid. O Allah, please guide us on the right path, path of those upon whom thou bestow thy favors, not on the path of those upon whom thy wrath is brought down, nor those who go astray after they heard thy teachings. Say he, Allah is one God. Allah is he of whom nothing is independent, but upon whom we all depend. He begetteth not, nor is he begotten, there is none like him. And I bear witness that none deserve to be served, worship, or praise besides Allah, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad. And I bear witness that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is thy true servant and last apostle. Ameen. I'd like to acknowledge the brothers and sisters that extended us the greetings of Assalamu Alaikum. We have Sister Hala from California, and we have Brother Captain Hakeem from Richmond. I'd like to say in the name of Allah, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, and in the name of his last and greatest messenger, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, I'd like to greet the brothers and sisters with the Nation of Islam's greeting words of peace of Assalamu Alaikum. Today we like to talk about the duty of the husband. And then we going to talk about it from two perspectives. We going to have Shahrazad Ali versus the messenger. Now the reason why I chose this to talk about today, I was doing my usual rounds on IUIC's pages, watching their videos. And guess who I see? Oh, Shahrazad. And what's so funny to me is that Shahrazad, she got a picture of the messenger behind her. IUIC hate the messenger. They hate Master Farad Muhammad, but they can share her. Not only can they share her, this is another brother. This is Brother Nuri Muhammad. He a minister for Lewis. They can share him. He talking about we the Israelites of the Bible. So they can share him while they hate the messenger and dog the messenger. That's just something that's so shocking to me. IUIC got they board. They teaching the black man against your God. You acting like you represent the messenger, but these people who hate the messenger and hate your God, but they love you. But let's go on with what this snake was saying. So this snake was talking about how it says the title of they little TikTok, it says women in America are married to the government. So they using Shahrazad's video to co-sign them dogging out the sisters. Because this was shared by IUIC Grand Rapids. It says, stop depending oppressors to take care of you, black woman. So they ain't looking at the brothers. Why the sister own, depending on, but it's her fault. Not only is they saying it's her fault, they using this snake Shabazz, and she got a picture of the messenger behind her as if he co-signing what she talking about. Because in the caption of them capturing what she said they take care of us like our man should. That's what this snake said. Now we always want to go to the messenger. What did the messenger teach us as men about our women being on government assistance and being taken care of by the government? What would the messenger have said? Let's go to a famous picture that I know everybody has seen probably at least once. This is Malcolm X teaching brothers in FOI class. Because sometimes the messenger would let people come in and see what the Muslims was doing. So in this particular picture, you see Malcolm X holding up or pointing to the blackboard, teaching the brothers about husbandry. The first word that's on the board says man. Then it says man equals husband. Then husband equals father. That's the role of the man. Man equals husband and man equals father. Then the next row, man equals protector equals provider. That's the man, not the woman. The man equals protector equals provider. Because when you look at these, they all come in order. First, you got to have the man. Then the man got to get married to become a husband. Then after he become a husband, he have children, he a father. Then the man is the protector. To protect, you have to provide. That's right. It all goes hand in hand. Yes, sir. Then you got the third man. It says man equals controller. Controller equals elevator. That's what the brothers don't want to hear. They don't want to know what it means to be an elevator. What does it mean to elevate? Elevate means raise or lift something up to a higher position. That's what the man do. They do to a lot. But this no good lying little snake, Shabazz, with a picture of the messenger behind her, talking about women in America depend on the government. She said they taking care of us like our man's supposed to. Then it got underneath with the bus stops. They saying stop depending on your oppressors to take care of you, black woman. They don't understand that the man is supposed to elevate the black woman. So you supposed to raise or lift something up to a higher position. Definition number 2. It says raise to a more important or impressive level. So if the black woman in America is dependent on the government, whose fault is that?
Yes, sir.
Is that her fault?
No, sir.
Or is that the man's fault? And this is why people like this no good lying little snake. I don't like her. I want to take the truth and use it like a baseball bat and beat her lying little brains out her head. That's how I feel about this snake. But I can't speak for nobody but a believer. Or a believer like myself, I should say. Because in this new school stuff, we free to support all the snakes we want to support. If you're a brother, you can fake like you like the teachings of the messenger and then you support Shahrazad. But every time I see a brother on social media who affiliated with the teachings of the messenger and you share Shahrazad, you a snake just like she a snake. Either you a snake like her or you don't know nothing about the message. That's one of two things. No brother who knows the teachings of the message gonna come around me acting like you like Shahrazad and you like the messenger too. No, I ain't that kind of fool. Either you a snake like her or you don't know nothing about what you talking about. That's only one, but you don't love the messenger at all. Let me say it again. You don't love the messenger at all. Let me justify what I'm saying. In 1964, this is what sealed the deal for me when it comes to the messenger and what he taught. In the Pittsburgh Carrier, the messenger told Akbar was going to Al-Azhar University. Akbar was the messenger's youngest son. Malcolm done turned hypocrite. So the messenger told Akbar to go to New York and denounce Malcolm. Akbar told the messenger he wasn't going to do that. So in the Pittsburgh Carrier, the messenger told Akbar, he said, get out of the movement and I don't ever want to see you again. That was the message. Then I think it was like the next issue of the Muhammad Speaks. It's called Decree Akbar Muhammad. The messenger said Akbar Muhammad is a hypocrite. No believers associate or go around Akbar Muhammad, his youngest son. So when you read the teachings of the messenger, who you with? You with the messenger or you with this snake Shahrazad? You ain't with both. You either love the messenger or you love this snake. That's how we drawing the line. In this day and time, you got to draw the line in the sand.
That's right.
Who you with? You with that hypocrite Farrakhan or you with the message?
Yes, sir.
If we see you with him, you with him.
That's right.
Ain't no I'm with the messenger, but I go to far. No. If you with him, you with him.
Yes, sir.
If you sharing stuff on social media, this hypocrite, you with him. You share what you with him. You see she lying on a messenger, you don't say nothing, you with her.
Yeah, that's it.
That's how it is. When you go to 1964, look at how the messenger made all the believers show who you with. If you with me, talk against this hypocrite then. Tell the world how much a hypocrite he is and what you think about a hypocrite and what should happen to a hypocrite. Tell everybody.
Yes.
Don't just tell me in the dark. Tell everybody in public how you feel about this hypocrite and what you think about me.
That's
That was the message. That's how we feel about this snake. So let's go on with the message. This is how the messenger wanted brothers to be taught. The messenger had a FOI class for the black man, not just for Muslims. FOI class is for the black man in America. Let's get that straight. It's a procedure for you to enter into FOI class. But FOI class is for the 50 million black men in America. That's what FOI class is for. You see Malcolm X with a room full of brothers. They learning how to be a man from another man. They ain't learning how to be a man from a sister. That's why I don't like this snake. Because what she is doing, she is helping to divide the black man from the black woman. That's what she doing. Because what Shahrazad did when she wrote that book, because I don't like this snake. Let everybody know, I ain't one of them Muslims that like snakes who don't like the message. So when this snake wrote her book, she was surprised at how successful her book really was. So now she see, now I got audience. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the messenger's teachings to keep my audience liking me. Her audience is black men. She understands, as the messenger said, the black man hates his own woman. The black man love to hear black women dogging black women because they don't like them. They don't want to provide for them. They don't want to protect them. Just like back in the day. I took this class. I forget what it was. It was either an African American history class. It was something dealing with history when I was in college. We learned about this book written by a white woman called The Dark End of the Street. That book was something serious. It was this sister who got raped in 1950, sometime in the 50s. She got on the radio because this sister was so frustrated by the fact that these white men raped her and nothing happened. So this sister got on the radio. She said, where is our me? She said, I done got raped by this white man. And she said because I'm paraphrasing what she was saying. She said to add insult to injury, I gotta go to court and relive all of this horror that this devil done put me through. Just for the white jury and the white judge to acquit this death. She said, where's the black man? She said a white woman can just accuse a black man of raping her. The white man come out with a lynch mob. Take the black man from the prison. Drag him through the black community with a chain on the bumper of their car. And then take that same black man, hang him from a tree to let every black man know the price for being accused of raping a white woman. She said, but where are men at? These white women most of the time be lying. These black men know we telling the truth, but they still do nothing. That was hard to listen to in that class full of black and white people. Some of that stuff brought tears to your eyes. Then you listening to it with white boys in the class. Because when you have, and I didn't like it then, but I kind of appreciate it now. Because you get to see like that ain't happened in 1959 and ain't got nothing to do with today. Because it's still going on today. Yes. The black woman gets more hell than anybody on the planet. Instead of the black man having compassion, all he wants to do is continue to dog her out. You got these fakes in IUIC. They the biggest bunch of cowards I ever seen in my life. That's why I talk about them like I do. I don't see they are a bunch of cowards. When the messenger had FOI to show you the difference between black men who like Shahrazad and black men who liked the messenger. In 1973, the messenger wrote an article called "The Gun is the Might of Arms is the God of this World." That's another article that blew me away when I first read it. The messenger talking about in this article how the white man's God is his gun. That's who the white man calls on for help, his gun. And the white man is only as strong as his gun. But then in the article he's saying so many words, what happens when the black man stopped being afraid of the white man's gun? That was the message. Yes, sir. He was talking about it was so many FOI around the country getting into fights with police, disarming them. He said that the white man charged us with having weapons because he is too ashamed to tell the public that he was disarmed by an unarmed man. And the messenger wrote a whole article talking about how FOI was disarming armed white police. That's the difference between having FOI class and listening to Shabazz. Right. Messenger made me. He told us what it meant to be a man. A man elevates a black woman. A black man sees a black woman in her condition, and not only do he have compassion, but he elevates her into a better condition. Because when you read the messenger's teachings, he never talked about sisters at all. If you look at the message to the black man, the message to the black man is 341 pages. The messenger got a little section called the black woman. That's only 2 pages. And in them 2 pages, he ain't even hardly talking about a black woman. He talking about how the black man can't protect and control the black woman. He ain't talking about these sisters doing this, and that's how you sum up how the messenger talked about sisters. Look at the message to the black man. He ain't hardly talking. He talked about sisters sometime. I'm not saying he never did. But when you read his article, his main focus was on the black man. His main focus. Sisters had MGT class. But his main focus, his main criticism was on the black man. Now let's go even further than that. Now we went and showed Malcolm X. Now let's go to Louis Farrakhan, when he was the national representative for the message. Because we want to get an understanding of the man's role to the woman. Did a man have a role to his woman like this snake Shahrazad be talking about, or like how the messenger was talking about? So this comes from the October 21st, 1966, Muhammad Speaks. It's called Young Galashaw's Mother, Strengthened by New York Minister's Womanhood Talk. It says Minister Farrakhan presented the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's advice on the role of the black woman as a prerequisite to gaining justice. He says in the message to the black man, page 58 to 60, those 2 pages that the messenger talking about a woman, it says Mr. Muhammad shows us how we must protect and control the black woman. On page 58 to 60, the title is The Black Woman. But he talking to the brother. He says, Mr. Muhammad shows us how we, meaning the brothers, must protect and control the black woman. He says, but He teaches us that we will not regain the total respect of our women until we have gained nationhood. That was the message. That's what these brothers don't like. And that's why every time I see a brother who act like you know the teachings of the messenger and you like Shahrazad, you sharing her, you a snake like she is. Because the messenger said that we must learn how to protect and provide for our woman. Yes. Then he said, but we will not gain total respect until we have nationhood. So why don't this snake Shahrazad ever tell these brothers that? That's the key to the whole problem. Yes. You will never have total respect until you have nationhood. Yes, sir. Because these black men today, listening to snakes like Shahrazad, they come up with what they call passport bros. These supposed to be brothers who saying they gonna get their passport so they can go out and date women from other countries. That's how deaf, dumb, and blind the black man is. But when you listening to snakes like Shahrazad, she make these brothers think they better than the sister. Because IUIC, when they listening to Shahrazad, they don't think we need to have our own nation where we can protect and provide for our woman. They looking at the black woman, stop depending on your oppressor. How can a black man who is a man tell a woman, stop depending on your oppressor? That's like telling your children depend on you. So if your child get hungry, you ain't got nothing to feed them, and they go to the neighbor's house and eat, how you getting mad at them? They first came to you. But since you ain't got it and he do, I'm going to him. You think I'm going to starve waiting on you? If he got it, I'm getting it from him. I ain't mad at no sister. I seen how the black man is. You can talk all that black man is God talk you want to talk. Get it how you live, as they say. You got to get it how you live. Depending on these niggas. Get it how you can get it. I feel the message. Depending on the black man is a hard, I'm glad I ain't no one. I'm going to tell you straight up. Depending on these brothers sitting there, sometimes I sit and just listen to what brothers say about sisters. It's like, don't you know you a part of them? The messenger said. He said we don't get respect as individuals. He said we only get respect as a nation. Yes, sir. He said your nation only gets respect by how they help progress civilized society. Yes. That's how your nation get respect. So if you got one of these deaf, dumb, and blind black men who say, I'm a passport bro. Black women, depending on the government, they won't submit to me, so I'm going to get my passport. I'm going to start dating these foreign women because they know how to treat a man. What do you think? Let's just use China as an example. This Chinese man got a Chinese daughter. You think this Chinese man want his Chinese daughter to date a nigga from America? A nigga who ain't got nothing. A nigga who can't even provide basic necessities for your own woman. But I want this nigga to come marry my daughter. I want my daughter, if I'm Chinese, to marry another Chinese man. Right. But if she don't, then that's when you get, as they call, the scum of their society. You ain't getting no good Chinese woman. A good Chinese woman want a good Chinese man. Right. Because you are not respected as individuals. You respected as a nation. So a good Chinese woman who know how to treat a man, know how to treat a Chinese man. She don't know how to treat you. She just want her passport so she can come to America with you. I was in the military. Most women who marry Americans want to come to America because they country poor. You don't get the best of no society. If you got a strong nation, the women in that nation want to marry the men in that nation. They don't want to marry nobody black. So the messenger taught us that we will not gain total respect from our woman until we have nationhood. Then he goes on to say, he said, at that time only will we be able to shelter, defend, support, and properly care for her. At that time only. So even us as brothers who love our wife, do our best to provide, we still shortcoming. Because we ain't got no nation. No matter how much you love them, no matter how much you protect them, you ain't totally protected. Because she still got to go to Kroger's. She still got to go to Myers. She still got to associate with people who hate her. So even those of us who trying to do the right thing, we still coming up short. That's the black man to the black woman. Why this snake ain't telling these brothers that? Right. No matter how good of a father you are, you still coming up short. No matter how much you love your children, no matter how much you trying to send them to the best school, you don't have a nation. So they gotta go get educated by people who hate them. People who still could teach them to hate themselves. So we still coming up short. Because the messenger said, he says, at that time only will we be able to properly care for her. He said, we must do these things first before we wipe out this unity in our home. That's the teachers of the message. That's the first thing the black man has to do to get disunity in his home and get it out. Get a nation. If you can't get a nation, you still coming up short. You can have a wife where you just working. You still coming up short. That's the teachers of the message. That's what these brothers don't want to hear. They want to hear Shabazz. They want to hear this no good lying little snake, Shabazz. But let's go on even further. He says the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us that men are the builders of civilization. But them be some hardcore buts. Because Shabazz, when this snake teaches, she say the black man is the builder of civilization. She don't say but. She talk about the black man providing for his women, but she don't say but. You ain't got a nation, so you still coming up short. She don't say that. Because she a snake. Yes. Messenger taught us about hypocrites. He said after a hypocrite is a hypocrite for 1 year, then they are classified with the enemy devil. I ain't gonna say this no good lying snake is a hypocrite. I ain't gonna say that. I never heard this hypocrite denounce the message. But she's showing signs. Yes. Messenger gave us the characteristics of hypocrites. Yes. One of the characteristics of a hypocrite is they are not satisfied with what the messenger taught. That's what the messenger taught us, to be on the lookout for these hypocrites. Because every hypocrite ain't going to say they a hypocrite. They going to stand around. Messenger say they won't leave. Because they want to turn everybody like themselves. So the messenger say, I ain't going to just tell you who a hypocrite is when they denounce Islam. I'm going to give you their characteristics. Yes. When you see a person who talking about they love the message. But you ain't satisfied with what he taught. He gave us 2 classes, MGT and FOI. Those who believe, satisfied with that.
Right.
But the hypocrite and the ones who got characteristics of hypocrites, they ain't satisfied with that. They ain't satisfied with the black man because it's with the message. Messenger said, accept it and live, reject it and die. All black men ain't gonna accept it. So the messenger said, they are fuel for the fire.
That's right.
But this snake, who's showing all the signs of a hypocrite, she know that. So those are the brothers who she catered to. Niggas who hate the message. The nigga who wanna have 1 foot in, 1 foot out. The nigga who wanna take you, the messengers, teachers, to play on women. Them kind of niggas is the nigga that Shahrazad love. But a black man who love the message. See all the characteristics in this snake. She got many characteristics of a hypocrite. She just ain't said it yet.
She does.
So we ain't gonna call her a hypocrite. We ain't never heard her denounced. But she's showing signs.
Yes, sir.
If the messenger was alive, and you was a Muslim, and you were sharing what she said all on Facebook, you were socializing with her, you would get time out.
Yes, sir.
Messenger said, we don't associate with those in bad standing out of the temple.
That's right.
We don't even associate with them. We don't sympathize with them. We don't talk about sympathize. If I wasn't around old school brothers when I came, I wouldn't know nothing about sympathize. This brother, one time, something went down. This brother said, I want to see who all liked it. I'm like, wow. Who liked it? Not just who did it, who liked it. That's sympathize. Man say we don't sympathize. Sympathize with hypocrites and snakes. We don't sympathize. We don't slack talk. All this stuff we don't never even talk about in this new school stuff. We can sympathize. We can slack talk. We can have pictures of the messenger when we ain't saying nothing he talking about. This a new day. Messenger said Allah will raise up a whole new generation of people who will love him. So let's go on with the message. It says the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us that men are the builders of civilization. But the woman is the foundation upon which a civilization is built.
Praise be to Allah.
That's the message.
Yes, sir.
So if you're a black man, you know the teachings of the messenger. You know that a man builds a civilization, but the woman is the foundation that a man's civilization is built on. How you like Shahrazad? All she do is dog out the black woman. But you like the messenger too. No, you don't like you a snake.
Yes, sir.
You just one of them kind of niggas that want to use the messenger's teachings to play on women. Sisters need to know it's them kind of brothers.
Yes.
Every nigga that come up to you talking about the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad don't like him. They hate him. They hate God chose him. But they say I can use his teachings to play on women. I was a nigga in the street. I used to have a bunch of women. Now I find out what he like. I can use what he say now to play on women. I call it polygamy. Black man supposed to have more than one wife. You can't even provide. Where in one city do you have a place where a black woman can shop only with black women? All these niggas talking about polygamy. We don't have one center where you can trust that your woman can go, she can be safe around black people who love her. We ain't got nothing like, but you got all these brothers talking about polygamy, talking about having more than one woman. They ain't nothing but a bunch of niggas who like Shahrazad so they can use the messenger teachings like she do. Because the messenger said, the man build a society, but the woman is the foundation that the society or the civilization is built on. And this is why the messenger taught us in FOI class. He never told us nothing about a woman without explaining our role to them. He ain't just say all these sisters is on welfare. They on welfare because of you.
Yes.
You build a nation, but she the foundation. You don't have nothing without her. So how you gonna dog her out instead of helping her? But brothers don't want to hear that. They want to hear that the black man is God stuff. Because that's what Shahrazad be saying. Oh, the black man is mad. That man is mad. Black man is... I hate listening to this snake. The black man is mad. Then you got all these Muslims sharing the garbage she talking about. Let's go on with the message. He says the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us that men are the builders of civilization, but that the woman is the foundation upon which a civilization is built. The family, which is the basic unit of civilization, is built around the woman. Messenger always keeping it on the brother. The family is the basic unit. It ain't something that's so complex like when you start talking about farming and distributing and all of that. The family is a basic unit. That's saying without the family, you ain't got nothing else in a nation. You got to have a family before you have anything else. And the messenger said, in this basic unit is built around the woman. That's the teachings of the message. So if a black woman is on welfare, what kind of nigga would criticize her? When your whole civilization is built around her. These the only type of people, Shahara, the niggas. Always gotta live. You got black people who trying to do right, and you got niggas. Messenger didn't teach us this old my black brother stuff like Farrakhan be talking. You got niggas. And if anybody know a nigga, FOI got to know it's niggas out here. Every time somebody come to the temple, you got to remember it's niggas out here. Oh, brother. Checking him, yeah, brother. You trying to see if he high? You trying to see if he been drinking? You trying to see is he hostile? Why? Because you know it's niggas out here.
Right.
When he's sitting down, you got brothers on post. Why? Because you know it's niggas out here.
Right.
When they join the temple, you got a lieutenant. Why? Because it's niggas out here. You got captains. You got investigators. Why? Because it's niggas out here. You don't never forget there's no FOI. It's niggas out here. You watch these niggas. If a nigga want to get married to a sister, you got chaperone. Why? Because it's niggas out here. Never forget that. So these the type of brothers that Shahrazad love. The nigga. The one who ain't gonna accept the message. They gonna like his teaching stuff, but they ain't gonna accept him. Because a lot of times, let's just go on. He goes on to say, he says, Mr. Muhammad teaches the black man that the woman is part of us. She is ourselves. Therefore, if the black man disrespects the black woman, he is divided against himself. As a consequence, our homes break down and our attempt to build a civilization fails. Once again, Messenger always keep it on the brother. He ain't let us go. He ain't hardly talking, because I had these brothers. When I first started talking about Shahrazad, you had these brothers who tried to defend. So they see me sharing Muhammad Speaks newspapers, so they start going to Margie Hassan. Because you do find Margie Hassan do sometimes talk about savage black women. She do. Because the black woman, she's savage out there too. I'm not trying to say the black woman perfect, but the messenger focused on the brother.
Yes.
Because the brother is the head.
Yes.
The sister submits to us. That's why it's easier for a brother to join the temple and get a sister and bring her in than it would be for a sister to accept and bring a brother in. Because the brother is the head.
Yes.
The sister submits to the brother, but a brother do not submit to the sister. So the messenger focused on the brother.
Yes.
It's the brother who need to know. It's the brother who go out and sell papers. It's the brother who the minister. It's the brother captain who over the sister cap. It's the brother. It ain't the sister.
Yes.
Not disrespecting the sister. But the brother is the head.
Yes, sir.
So it goes on to say, he says a husband is like a farmer who is a tiller of land, directing his efforts to bringing out the best in the land and destroying weeds that hinder his work. This the messenger again, giving us another analogy of the husband. The husband like a farmer. If the farmer's land go bad, who they look at? The farmer. Say, why you ain't tilling the land? That's on the farm. Messenger says the husband is like the farmer who is a tiller of land, directing his efforts to bring out the best in the land.
Yes.
That's the man.
Yes, sir.
Why this no good lying little snake? Why she don't say that? She talking about the government taking care of the black. Whose fault is that? It's the man's fault. It's going even further than that. He says the function of the husband is one of maintaining, protecting, and cultivating the best qualities of his wife. That's the man.
Yes.
He's supposed to maintain, not only maintain, but cultivate the best qualities in his wife. Because your wife got some bad qualities just like you. But it say you're supposed to cultivate the best qualities in your wife. She ain't all bad like you ain't all bad. So if she got 10 qualities, 9 of them bad, 1 of them good, cultivate that one. It's like that sometimes. Like that with a man too. Brother might have one thing he good at. Then you cultivate that one thing. He your husband. She your wife. But your job as a husband is to cultivate the best qualities in your wife. He goes on to say, he says, so that she may pass them on to the children. That's the message.
Yes, sir.
Everything centered around the one. So if you're a black man and you know that, how you talking about the black woman depending on the government? That look bad on you. You supposed to cultivate her. You supposed to maintain her. You supposed to elevate her, provide, protect. That's what the man's supposed to do.
Yes, sir.
But since you listening to these snakes, and it seems like the voice of niggas that outdrown the voice of the Muslims. So now you got all this passport boy talk. All these Kevin Samuels. All they know. And then there's the thing about Shahrazad. Her and Kevin Samuels. When this brother died, I believe he was in the room. I think the woman they say was a Latino or something. She wasn't black. He wasn't married to her. When she called 911, this woman didn't even know his apartment number. But he the one black. Brothers love Kevin Samuels. Oh, Kevin, we miss him. This brother dogging sisters, but he ain't married. I don't know if he got I ain't never seen or heard of no children he had. When he died, he with a woman that don't even know his apartment number. That's how Allah can reverse it on you.
That's right.
Messenger said that Allah came and said the best nation is in the wilderness of North America. He ain't said nothing about no passport boat. He said the best nation is in the wilderness of North America. That's why he raised up a message. Now let's go on with what the messenger said. Let's end it all with the message. This comes from the October 17th, 1969, Muhammad Speaks. This article is called Black Man of U.S. and Africa. This the message. He says, unite with me, black brother, here in America. If you want to make a future for your black self and your black kind. He ain't say unite with me, black man and black woman. He said unite with me, black brother. If you want to make a future for your black self and your black kind. This the message. He stayed on the brother. You the one need to unite with me. If you want to secure a future, not the system, but you. Then he goes on to say, he says, sit down and think it over. Compare what I am trying to do for the black man in America with what you are trying to do. See if you can find a comparison there. I do not think that you will be able to make a comparison. He says we should never let the slave master's children think that we're too lazy to accept our own responsibility to do something for self. Did he say that to the sister? He's saying it to the brother.
Yes, sir.
It's your responsibility to do something for self. It's your responsibility to make a future for yourself and your kind. It's for you. That's the message. Shabazz showing signs. I ain't gonna say she a hypocrite, but she got all the characteristics of a hypocrite.
Yes.
Because if you was in the nation and you heard the messenger teaching the black man like this, you saw the kind of black men he was producing. Why would you not be satisfied with that? Why would you not think that was the best way? Because when I was listening to this no good little snake, she was talking about the reason why she wrote her book was because black women, she said black women are the only women who tell the world about their man. They just share all of this stuff about the black man, making him look bad. So she said she wanted to even the playing field. Because the sisters wasn't being critically looked at. The brothers was. So she said she wrote her book to even the playing field. So this is how this snake, who has characteristics of a hypocrite, tell the world she don't really like how the messenger did. Because you can't name, Shabazz is the first woman of her kind. What woman you know like Shabazz talking about black issues like this like she do? I don't know no black woman to this day that's as popular as Kevin Samuels and Shabazz. That's dogging black men. The messenger kept the man in front. When the messenger used to have, I heard one time, this was James Shabazz in Temple number 27 in California. He was having a week meeting. I don't remember if it was Wednesday or Friday, but I know it was a week meeting. He was telling brothers to stand up and tell them what they was doing before they became a Muslim. Because he was talking about how the messenger's teachings changed the black man. So he had all these brothers stand up. One brother was a drunk. He was talking about how they remember when he first came, his brother was a drunk. Other brothers knew him. He was a drunk. He was just crazy. Now, I look at him now. This brother was a weed head. This brother was this. This brother was that. So he said, you might wonder why we not talking to the sisters and having them stand up. He said it's different for a sister than it is for a man. He said we can live it down. We could come in the temple and was a drunk. We could come in as a pimp. We could come in as anything, homeless. We can outlive it. You will see us shining. You will forget all about that. But the sister, on the other hand, she can't live it down. Once you see her in the bad light, you going to keep her in your mind in that bad light. So we don't do that for the sister. And he, praise to do it to her. And he totally explained. We ain't going to highlight the shortcomings of the sister. What you see is what you get. That's good enough. You see the sister change. She following the messenger. That's all you need to know. Yes. That was the message. He never put the black woman in some uncomfortable position where she got to defend herself, and because the messenger said, the black woman already been beat on by the white man. The black man did nothing to help. So what you look like now? Trying to put a sister on the spot. She in her condition because of you. The messenger said, I heard Malcolm. One time he was having a public rally. He said, I bet you wonder why we don't got no sisters out here at these public meetings. He said, we afraid one of you might bump into one of them. He said, if you bump into one of them, we duty bound by our religion to take your head off. That was old school Islam with the message. They used to give it to you straight. We scared there's some niggas in here who gonna disrespect our and bump them. And if you bump into one of them, we obligated by our religion to take your head off. He said it straight like that. He talked about the white man. He said, we ain't got no love for the white man. He said, I got so much love in my heart for my people that I don't got no room in it for the white man. He said, when we say hello to the deaf, he said that hello does not go beyond our lips. He said, we'll shake his hand today and shake his hand tomorrow. That was Malcolm. Back when it was the messenger's teachings. Yes. So let's go on with the message. So the messenger goes on. He said we should never let the slave master's children think that we are too lazy to accept our own responsibility to do for self, now that we say that we are free. He said we must accept our responsibility and do something for self. We must get off our knees and stop begging someone to do for us that which we can do for ourselves.
Yes, sir.
That was the message. Get off your knees. That's why when I see old Lewis be doing all of that hot plate stuff, I ain't giving, you won't get nothing free at no tent. If we have bean soup, it's for everybody. We ain't trying to feed you because you hungry. We feeding everybody. We don't give out free food. The messenger said, get up off your knees. Never let a person do for you what you can do for you. You can feed yourself as a man. Right. We ain't got no, when I get hungry, can I go ask you? Can't ask you for nothing. But people feel like they can come to the temple. I remember, let me share a story with you. It was this lost found. We invited this brother to, that's why all of that giving stuff, I used to be different, but Islam over the years changed. You see what the messenger say when he say, get up off your knees and do something for yourself. We was giving away food. We seen this brother, he used to be homeless around here just walking up and down the street. So we told the brother, man, if you come to the meeting, After the meeting, you get you a free meal. We had bean soup. We had chicken, I think cabbage. We had a meal. So we fed this brother. We see him like the next week. So we excited like when we gonna invite him back. He gonna come back. So we was like, hey brother, how you doing? How you like the meal? He was like, man, y'all didn't even hardly give me none, man, in the bean soup. We looking like, brother, we see you walking, you ain't got no place to live, so you come in. That's why the message say, get up off your knees. Never let somebody do for you what you can do for your, fix your own self some need. Do it for yourself. I learned, ain't no hot plate. If we feed everybody. That's how we do. We ain't giving you nothing because you home. We feel bad. But we all in the same condition. Message say, get up off your, if he gonna say it, I'm saying it too. Get up off your knees and never let somebody do for you what you can do for yourself. Now, we might feel a little bit more compassion for a sister. Sisters trip too, so, but you know, we'll feel a little bit more compassion and might be a little bit more lenient for her. But brother, get up off your knees, man. Get you a job. Let's continue. He said we must accept our responsibility and do something for self. We must get off our knees and stop begging someone to do for us that which we can do for self. Begging will ever keep us a slave to others. He says you are wasting money trying to do something which will lead you and your black people right back into the shackles of the slavery to the white man. Contribute your dollars, monies, to this work that I am doing. It will come back to you with a great profit and respect of the nations. He says, we see that the white American does not want to help her black once slave to go for self. White America tries to make it as difficult as possible to ever be able to free ourselves from her. This the message. He said, I understand that the white man won't gonna make it difficult, but that ain't no excuse. Get off your knees. Stop begging. It's up to you as the man to make a future for your woman and your kind. So you got to get up off your knees. You got to stop begging. You got to take responsibility for your whole nation. Yes. That was the teachings of the message. One last thing I got to read to show you the characteristics of this snake. This was the messenger, January 5th, 1968, Muhammad speaks. The messenger says, he says another sad mistake that you, the black American so-called Negroes, are making is the refusal to accept my God-given advice and warnings to you under my name. That was deep when I first read. He didn't say you just don't want to accept my advice and my warnings. He said under my name. You don't want to go nowhere and tell everybody that Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us this. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us that. This is what the Honorable Elijah, you should go and join the nation. This is what we don't want to do that. We'll take his picture though. Put his picture behind only to use him to get our lives accepted. But we ain't going to accept his advice and his warnings under his name. We ain't going to do that. And the messenger saw. You will take my warnings and advice and add lies to it. But you won't take that same advice under my name. Tell them what I say. But you will take the advice. That was the message. He goes on to say, he says another sad mistake that you, the black American so-called Negroes, are making is the refusal to accept my God-given advice and warnings to you under my name. Due to your greedy desire for self-credit or the desire to be your own shepherd. She ain't never denounced the messenger. She ain't never said, I don't believe, but she got all the characteristics of a hypocrite.
Yes.
Messenger say, you would take my advice and my warnings, but you won't take it under my name. So you got Shahrazad, then you got Bust Stop Bishop now. This says, why did Malcolm X change his last name? This should be a slap in the face to every FOI and MGT in this country. They dogging the messenger. They taking the messenger, trying to do all they can to make the black man think the messenger was a fool. But they accept his God-given warnings and advice. So they gonna say, why Malcolm X changed his name? Because when you look at them as Israelites, they didn't have nobody that changed their name. This is one of they fakes called Abba Bivens. His last name was Bivens. Then you got Rabbi Matthews. So they wasn't changing their name to all this Israel. Now Bust Stop Bishop, he ain't Nathaniel Ray no more. He Nathaniel Ben Israel. Why Abba Bivens didn't do that? Why he wasn't Abba Ben Israel? He was Abba Bivens. His rabbi name was Rabbi Wentworth A. Matthews. So they accept the messenger's God-given advice, but you won't accept it under his name. So you take Malcolm X and you say, why did Malcolm X change his name? Not because the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught him, because we've been slaves. The white man stole our names. Your name is Israel. Not your name is Shabazz, Muhammad, Sharif, Kareem. No, you Israel. You accept my God-given advice and warnings, but not under my name. So the messenger goes on. He said, due to your greedy desire for self-credit or the desire to be your own shepherd, this striving among so many of our people for leadership has destroyed the power of every so-called Negro organization, not including myself and followers. This same factor destroys a nation economically. He says, if it were not for God himself, in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, guiding, powering, and backing me to do the things I am doing for your salvation, you would take the credit for yourselves that is due to me. Characteristics of a hypocrite. The messenger seen them. That's why when the messenger was alive, ministers used to have to send their lectures to Chicago. The messenger had investigators that wasn't under nobody in the temple. They was directly under the messenger. You investigate what's going on in this temple and you report to me. The messenger had many investigators like that. You ain't reporting to the captain. You ain't reporting to the minister. You reporting to the messenger. This is what they doing. This is what they say. Because the messenger know. If it was not for God, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, who guided me to do the things that I'm doing, you would take the credit for yourself that is due to me.
Yes, sir.
That's why when we see these snakes, we ain't got no love for them. When we talk about this snake Shahrazad, we want to send a message to the snakes we ain't seen yet. Because it could be you next week. We just want to let that be known. It could be you next week. Well, brothers and sisters, we don't want to prolong the time. So I leave you as I came in the Nation of Islam, greeting words of peace of Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Enjoying the show? Help keep us on the air. 313-371-7033. That's 313-371-7033 to make a donation.
Brothers and sisters, we rise for prayer. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent and Merciful, all praise is due to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the Beneficent and Merciful, Soul Master's Day of Judgment in which we now live, the alone that we serve and the alone seek for thine help and aid. O Allah, please guide us on the right path of those upon whom thou bestow thy favors, not on the path of those upon whom thy wrath is brought down, nor those who go astray after they heard thy teachings. Say he, Allah is one God. Allah is he of whom nothing is independent, but upon whom we all depend. He begetteth not, nor is he begotten, there is none like him. And I bear witness that none is earth to be served, worship or praise besides Allah, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad. And I bear witness that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was thy true servant and last apostle. Ameen. Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us not to do anything to anyone that we wouldn't have done unto ourselves and treat everybody right, even the devil. Assalamu alaikum.